Hello everyone. Throughout my series of reviewing the different ancient races, I thought it would be interesting to review an underrated race named the Mindriders. What's unique about the Mindriders was their ability to push their evolution into being pure thought before they even achieved space travel and developing hyperspace technology. Their evolution of becoming pure thought was referred to as the Great Birth. Once they developed past their physical body, the Mindriders considered themselves an entirely different race from what they once were before. They would gather into great groups to freely exchange thoughts between each other, which brought them joy. But after centuries of Mindriders going to group exchanging information with each other, they got to the point where there's nothing left to discover about each other. Luckily for the Mindriders, they quickly developed hyperspace technology and went to the stars, where they joined the galactic community of other ancients. They were anxious to learn and discover information about their brethren after reaching a point of boredom within their own community. The Vorlons weren't interested in them, and the Walkers were too busy exploring. They were able to find a species to interact with called the Triad. The Triad, just like the Mindriders, didn't have a physical body, but the differences between them is that the Mindriders had one in the beginning of their evolution, while the Triad never had a physical body. Once the Mindriders learned all they could from the other ancients throughout the millennia, a portion of the population started to move beyond the rim, while others sought out enlightenment through death. They would put their life essence into a life form and watch the alien live its life, from birth to death. The other Mindriders would travel throughout the galaxy within small groups, investigating other races throughout their galaxy. They would join with each other, exchanging information that they gathered, which got them the name the Mindriders, from entering other alien minds. Throughout their time of existence, the Mindriders were usually unaware of the wars around them, which became clear when the Kirachia's war reached their doorstep. The Mindriders were forced to abandon their research and take up arms to defend themselves and their planet. Although they were made up of pure energy, the vacuum of space brought them great discomfort, which is the reason why they use vessels to travel throughout space. Even though the Mindriders are not an aggressive race, they do have defensive and offensive capabilities to protect themselves from attackers. For defense, the Mindriders have something called a thought shield, which is a direct extension of the crew minds that deflects fire attacks just by using the power of thought. They also have something called shield reinforcement, which is only possible if a Mindrider specializes in shielding, and this ability makes a shield harder to break. They also possess a small weapon called the Troptic Pulsar, which is used as an anti-fighter device that fires 3 pulsars per shot. For offensive, the Mindriders have an ability called a Thought Wave, which is an explosion of mental energy, which radiates in all directions and damages everything that's non-Mindrider. The Mindriders also have a weapon called the Ultra Pulse Cannon, which fires a bolt of energy which is created by using all the aggression of their crew members. There's also a similar weapon called the Minor Thought Pulsar, but has less range and power. The last offensive ability that they have is something called a Kinetic Cutter, which only few Mindriders have the ability. They produce a beam which can cut through any object, but it does not contain the same amount of power as other ancient cutters. All Mindrider vessels are hollow within, and they're also operated by them as well. They are the system and the power of the vessel. The main vessel, and the only one that was shown to us in the show, is a ship called the Thoughtforce. It's unclear if this vessel was designed to be a replica of their original ship or what the Mindriders used to be before the Great Birth, but what it is known for is a ship that's formidable in combat and can cause major damage to their enemies. The other 4 vessels within the Mindriders fleet is the Mind's Eye, the Consortium, the Wheel of Thought, and the Thought Projection. The Mind's Eye was first developed and deployed during a time when the Mindriders would spend a lot of time exchanging information. The ship was a big hollow sphere that would provide a great amount of protection for its passengers. The Consortium was the main vessel that was used by the Mindriders when they wanted to conduct business that was extremely important. A great amount of Mindriders that specialized in defense usually occupied this vessel, making the Consortium a well-defended ship. One of the smaller vessels that the Mindriders possessed was a ship called the Wheel of Thought, which got its name from the shape of the vessel. It's a light armored ship that was highly maneuverable, great for pack attacks. The Thought Projection is a projection created by the Mindriders, which has little physical form that takes the shape of a sphere. Overall, a poorly defensive vessel. Throughout the years, more and more Mindriders would leave beyond the rim. A century before the war, a majority of the Mindriders would stay hidden within the psyche of other aliens or within their hollow vessels. The main reason for them hiding from the galactic community was that they were disgusted of the affairs that were going on in their galaxy. They only emerged from hiding once Lorian called upon them. The Mindriders developed at a faster speed than other ancients. Due to that factor, they had issues relating to their brethren, which is the reason why they started isolating themselves from the others. I'm curious to find out what's your thoughts about the Mindriders, and what other ancients do you want me to cover next. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. And also don't forget to click on the notification button to keep yourself updated with my channel. Please check out these other 2 videos if you enjoyed this one. Also, please follow me on my socials as well. Thank you for watching Utopian Broadcast, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thank you.